I got the glutes, I got the calves, I got the abs. I got the glutes, I got the calves, I got the abs. It's time to get lit, it's time to get fit. Let's meal prep and get it in, get it in. Transformation, freedom, and they're the most heaven. Let's hit the gym and get fit, get fit. Well, hello, it's Tina with Enrich by Tina here to help you get your whole life together as I get mine together, mind, body, and soul in real time. Y'all, I'm trying to figure out how to get the Christmas background stuff off. So that's what took me in delay. So, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Let me send a message to y'all. Come on in, come on in. I am live. I am, look, yes, I'm on right now. There's somebody texting. Look, they say, I'm looking for you, girl. Where you at? I'm live. I know everybody say, listen, where you at? Where you at? Here I am, live and in living color. Been a little under the weather, and so I didn't exercise, and I probably give me a couple more days. I gotta get my life together over here. At least the world, at least it's not spinning. Okay, at least the room is not spinning around, and so I am able to sit upright, as they say. Thanks a lot. Good morning, Teresa. Teresa said, "Where you at, girl?" Over here trying to figure out how to get this Christmas background out. So I was running a little behind, and so that's where we were trying to figure out, but we'll figure it out what we doing. Go ahead on and tell a friend of a friend. Yes, I know it's like it's Monday. It's the holidays is over, Christmas is over. We getting ready to get into the new year, and they said, well, we didn't know, but go on and tell a friend of a friend. We here. We here live and in living color, and we are trusting and believing God for all that He's doing for each and every one of us. And so we are super duper excited about what He's doing. Good morning, Teresa. So good to see you. So good to be upright and the room not spinning. And so I'm doing my part, which is staying hydrated. Okay. So I can stay balanced and keep everything working, and I can stay upright and keep all the numbers and keep everything and all the systems working. And sometimes all it takes is just this. Staying hydrated. And I started, looking back, and the hydration was not my friend. And so I know that that's one of the things that triggers some of the stuff that goes on in me. So that means sound like what you had the flu, girl. Yeah, the flu is going around. A mysterious upper respiratory is going around. Good morning, Damon. So good to see you. There's a lot of stuff going around. So y'all rev up. I need to contact my friend who makes this immunity tea and tell her going to send me a double batch, and so I can get back on my tea, drinking it every morning and getting this immune system up and running and doing my part by resting. I had a very busy last few weeks, and so sometimes my daughter fusses, and I have to she say mask up. Listen. Good morning, Mother Deborah. So good to see you. Yeah, we might want to pull them back out just for a minute, because it's a lot going around. But I wasn't coughing or anything like that, Teresa. Mine's more so I have well, they say, because I'm gonna stop saying I. I'm giving it back to them. I deal sometimes with vertigo, and had upset stomach, but no flu like stuff. But I know what you're talking about, Teresa. But I had a lot of people, um, couple of friends and stuff that got sick. My daughter had some friends, and everybody had some flu and things like that. So they did not come around us, as we say, thanks the Lord. So I thank God, because we were pretty busy the holiday season, and I was around a whole lot of it. She said she's still, but Deborah said, listen, you know what, I just might, I ain't gonna say might. I need to go on and put me an order in my cart on Amazon, because I have ran out. And you're right, because I am in and out of daycare centers. And I will be, coming next week. I'll be back in the flow of going back in and out of these centers. And you know what? People ain't gonna be honest and say they're sick. And so I need to get my little whole uh I had a little whole coronavirus kit that I used to carry in there, broke my little thing, so I'm gonna have to order me another one and get back. Okay, Damon, I see. Okay, that's cool. So we have been talking about the works of the flesh, and we're finishing that up. We finished it up, and we've been doing a little recap on some things. And so um when we start talking about the works of the flesh, and as it relates to uh the fruits of the spirit, we determined that they go together. And so we want to sum it up, and these next few days we will sum that up, and then we will start fresh, you know um talking about our spiritual growth. And in that, and don't let me forget, if I forget, somebody remind me before I get off. Good morning, Mother Bynum. So good to see you um this morning. And so when we start talking about the works of the flesh and what we've been talking about, what we've been learning. And good morning, Mother Shirley. So good to see you. And and what we can do and what we need to do to continue to grow in what God has us. And so when we looked at Galatians 5, um, 19 through 23, because we already talked about the fruits of the spirit. And then we went back to say, okay, if we're going to walk in the spirit and we're going to develop that fruit that remains, we need to know what this flesh is about. And so when you look at the works of the flesh, basically, um we found out that it was in some categories, and and that Paul was letting us know, he was warning us. And so when we think about the categories, Paul, he says these works are evident, that they reveal themselves clearly when the flesh is in control. And good morning, Dr. June. So good to see you this morning. And so the works of the flesh, when we talk about this, it says in 19, all right, let me break it down for you. These are the things that show you're being driven by your selfish desires: cheating, hooking up casually, impurities, and being all about inappropriate behavior. That's where it's talking about all those sexual sins. That's that part where we want to hook up and do whatever we want to do, sleep with whoever we want to sleep with, do whatever it is that we want to do. That's letting us know we letting our flesh go ahead on and rule us. And so we know that there is no good thing in this flesh. And so I want us to kind of reflect on these last, like the last 20 days, the 20 20 days. I think we was on it for about 21 days where we talked about the works of the flesh. And when we start thinking about all these things, so the first part talked about the sexual sins, and then it went into being obsessed with idols and practicing witchcraft and hating others. Now, these are those spiritual things and those religious sins where we get into idolatry and witchcraft, sorceries. These place trust, power, or worship in anything other than God. And so when we start looking at these things, and so um we broke it down into the different areas of the idol, the witchcraft, the hatred, the variance. We broke those things down into different um the and found out what they really meant. And so the one that stuck out to me um the most, that I guess I just never really thought about this thing. And I don't know if you all took a chance to think about, we and that's the one I highlighted on Friday as a replay, was the sedition. Like, for me, the sedition, I didn't really know what it meant, right? And when it broke it down, I don't know about anybody else. It did something to me. I don't know about y'all. So when it says, it means stirring up division, rebellion, a disunity, especially by turning people against authority or against each other. That one really, that one sat there for me. I don't know about anybody else, because I didn't know what it was. I just would read it for years. I don't know about anybody. Was anybody else a little taken back by some of the definitions? Damon says, listen, for we know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwell, it's no good thing. It's going to dwell in this flesh. Is there anybody that figured out that when they looked at some of these words, when we went through some of these words, like sedition, did anybody know what that meant? Had anybody ever looked that word up? I just want to know. Did it make anybody that it involves creating strife, faction, or resistance that results peace and order? Like, I think that right there, I said, you know what? And sometimes when I start thinking about some of the things, because we're thinking about what we're thinking about, when we start thinking about these things and people that come to you with something to deter you from something else in an evil manner, like they want you to side with them even when they wrong. Like, it's like it shows up in the words. Sedition shows up, y'all, and it comes from pride, selfish refusal to submit. And that's when I had to think about it, not just to people, but ultimately to God. She said it's a whole disruption. I had to work. I'm that's one. I know we're working on some things and moving things into. This one tries to take a hold of me. I have to be honest and transparent. So that's why I have to make sure, am I walking in this? Am I refusing to submit? Am I letting what someone else said to me, or do you know how people drop a little something? Did you know? I know I didn't know, and I don't want to know. Okay. And so we have to start thinking about these things. Like, you often see these things, um it it, it shows up in at work, in friendships, at church. Good morning, Cynthia. So good to see you. It shows up, this sedition, y'all. it shows up in a lot of places that we she say break it right on down. I'm trying because when we see these words and variances and emulations and wrath and strife and all these things, we read them, but do we really look into what they really mean? And it says, here's another thing: stirring up people against leadership, creating sides in the church or community, undermining unity through gossip, rebellion and manipulation, refusing God ordained order while insisting on personal control. Y'all, I'm just telling you, we really need to start looking at some things and making sure that we're not operating in these areas of the flesh, because we look at, oh no, honey, I ain't, honey, I'm not sleeping around. I'm not doing no fornication. I'm not doing some of these other things. I ain't dealing in witchcraft. But are you? Do you really know if you really are or are not? I'm telling you, we have to be careful. And then sedition is exalt yourself over submission. It destroys unity. She say, Lord, Lord. God is not the author of confusion, but peace. This is in Corinthians 14:4. So God calls us peacemakers, not troublemakers. Are you stirring up the pot? As I said, are you stirring up stink? I'm just asking. And so that's the one that I said, you know what? I'm really checking myself. I'm doing a heart check on me. And this is what you need to ask yourself. Am I building unity? If we're gonna be free, y'all, and we don't have but 2 more days left in today's the 29th, the 29th, 30th, 30, we got, yeah. So after today, it's 2 more days in 2025. Thursday it will be 2026. The Lord delay his coming, and we all rise up and we all make it over to 2026. Are we really, really, truly walking with Christ? Are we building with the fruits of the Spirit? Or are we dealing and dabbling in this flesh? And these are questions that I want you to ask yourself. In the next few days, I want you to really, really be honest. I mean, be honest with yourself. Even if you don't ever come here and say, girl, I found me. Even if you don't ever say it here, be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, do my words bring peace? Or am I stirring unrest? Because this is how we know if we're walking in the Spirit. This will let us know once we check ourselves, once we do our heart check, once we ask ourselves, what am I doing? What am I doing? Because we already know that in this flesh there is no good thing. There is nothing. Damon told us that in Romans 7:18. And I'm gonna look at it up in the message, not the Message Bible, in Gen Z. Romans 7:18. It says this, yo, for real. I know like that inside me, in my physical being, there is nothing good going on. Like I want to do good, I have intentions and all, but I can't figure it out. It's like how to actually make it happen. Look, verse 19 going to this. It says this, I want to do good, but I end up doing the opposite. So we want to do right. Our bodies want to do right. Listen, Damon say, your flesh will be plotting and scheming on the people. But we have to know that God said that he come that we may have life. She said, I found myself in a new life in Christ, especially when I found you in 545. Come on here. That's why it's like that, and that's why I know he tries to trip me up and tries to keep me in the bed, because he knows that I'm helping people. Now I'm helping myself, because me getting up, studying, and getting in here and really getting to the meat of the matter has helped me, and it's helping you. And then when you tell a friend of a friend, and it's helping them, and they helping them, and they go to, it's like a domino effect. So if we can do that, we know we can spread some stuff. But why can't we spread the good news of Jesus Christ just as quick as gossip? So when we start thinking about this, when we start thinking about this sedition and what it means and what it's doing and what it's good, let's check ourselves. When we start finding ourselves operating in this flesh and getting and let the flesh get the best of us, because if we don't stay rooted and grounded in this word, and we don't stay prayed up, we know the enemy is seeking who he may devour. He's doing what? He's walking to and fro, seeking who he may devour. Because he knows that there is no good thing in this. And so when we start thinking about this, we have to start asking ourselves, are we walking in the spirit, or are we walking in our flesh? And I want you to take a moment today and in your study time to go back over these things. Go back over. I'm gonna read it in the King James version, so we and then so you can really go back and look at these words and really look at it. But if you be led by the Spirit and you are not under the law, now the works of the flesh are manifest in these things: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness. Look, boy, that was a big word. Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strife, sedition, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such as like. Of these I tell you, as I tell you before, and have I told you in times past, they which do such these things shall not, will not, cannot. Now that's me adding this. It says it shall not inherit the kingdom of God. So let's go back. I want us to really go back and do a self inventory, because God convicts to restore, not to condemn. So if you find yourself in any of these, she say, listen, we know when we wrong or wrong what we're doing. There's no thought. Example, if I lie, mistreat, or manipulate others, I know what I'm doing. The word is real, and if your heart don't condemn you, he will. Everything I meant is a part of eternal life. Come on here, Dr. LeJune. So let's really get our minds together. Let's really, 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 really. If we're saying we're going to be new in 2026, we can be new before 2026 get here. Why wait? Why not turn over new lease today? Like, when we start thinking about the works of the flesh, and Paul warns us that if our lifestyle, and this thing right here, I have to really get it together, because I was like, okay, there's a few things that you got to get yourself get it right, right? And so I'm like, okay, because what I don't want to be is a hypocrite. So I said, okay, get yourself together. Like, and he began to start pulling things and stuff and situations from me, um, just in this past week. And so I was like, okay, you can still enjoy yourself and not feel like you got to be pulled in to whatever somebody else is saying or doing. Because sometimes when you get in situations and circumstances, well, I'm gonna just say me, because I don't know about you, but you want to save face and you don't, you're torn in between. And that's where I've been lately. Like, okay, I hear you, but but uh mm, and so sometimes it's not what you say, is what you don't say. And so sometimes we feel like, well, honey, I wasn't saying anything, but did you correct them? Did you stop them? Did you say, hey, you know what I mean? So that's when we have to start thinking about, it's the little foxes. And I never understood this scripture when it said it's the little foxes that spoil the vine. I never understood that. It's the little bitty stuff that trips us up. It's not this big, it's the little bitty stuff that trips us up, that we think that we're okay. And that's the stuff that he wants us to deal with. We can't take that stuff over in 2020 26. Well, you can if you want to. But if you're trying to live a better life and do better things and make better choices, um some stuff you got to leave back here in 2025. I don't know if y'all saw they've been reels where it's you in 2025 and it's you in 2026, and y'all hugging, it hugs each other, and then they say goodbye. I think that's the coolest thing. I got to figure out how to do that. We have to start taking responsibility of what we're saying and what we're not saying. We have to begin to say, okay, enough is enough. And so if I'm meaning to do this walk with Christ, and if that means I got to stop dealing with ABC to get to heaven and to get to my God-given purpose, some of us is stuck because we won't let some things go. We got to let some stuff go. Some stuff, it happened, it's done, and it's over with. And so I'm gonna stop right there. And so I'm gonna leave you with this. But the first is happening, and like I said, several of us, I'm in different groups, are going is doing like a consecration, and I talked about it last week. And I'm willing, if y'all are interested, that we can come together weekly, via Zoom, um and let's get through some things. Hey, Verdetta, how you doing? So good to see you. That um we're turning our plate down for some things. Some things only come by fasting and praying. And so, at the beginning of the year, most churches go on like a 21-day fast or 30 days fast, or a fasting from different things, and start the new year off right. And so I in a Bible study group that I do on Thursday nights, with our Bible study groups that we have, we're all of us is doing a sort of a fast. And so of some sort, some of us is doing similar things, and some of us are doing different things according to your faith and what God, because your fasting is personal. But there are some things that I'm believing God for in 2026, and one of them is my health. And so I got to do some things about it. And so I'm willing to host a Zoom one evening. Looks like Thursdays, Thursdays Thursdays and let me see. It's Thursdays and every other Tuesday I'm free. But but mostly Thursdays I'm free. So if okay, okay, we could talk about it, cuz. So, and it's on your level of what you could do. It may be you want to give up one thing. Like some people are giving up fried food, some people giving up, social media, doing some strolling. It's a personal thing, but I am willing, and we can come together once a week, do like a check-in, um to see how things are going, kind of really dig a little bit deeper. There's some scriptures and things that I had, that I've been seeking and asking him for, and I'm willing to share, if you all want it. And you know inbox me your email address and I can email it to you. And I'm doing a combination of some things, and there's a couple churches that have some guidance and some different things that I'm kind of following some of their guidelines, and I can give you whatever tools, because I like some of the scriptures that they're using, even if I may not be following the actual fast, but I like their scriptures that they've chosen. Then just let me know, if you're interested in that. DM me your email address, or you could put me, and then I can kind of reach out to you to kind of see what level are you interested in, and then we can kind of go through that, and let's begin the year off by putting God first. And so, and setting up some time, and we'll kind of map out that thing. And some of you all, you may have to just say, I'm gonna give God 5 minutes, and that may be where you are. And some say, I need to rep mine up, I need to give him 30 minutes. And some people may have a whole hour that you have, but it's according to your faith and what you're able to do. And fasting is personal. I always tell people, yeah, it is a personal sacrifice of what you have decided, for what um you want God to do for you. So um the call to action today is seek God in looking at these works of the flesh. And I want you to find out, are you feeding it, meaning your flesh, or are you surrendering to God? And then you have to start deciding, what are some things, people's circumstances. If you feed in your flesh, if you find out you look at the works of the flesh and the works of fruits of the spirit, and you find more of what you got going on in your life on the flesh side, choose one of those things that you're gonna decide today. Lord, I want to surrender to you. I want to surrender this to you. And then you ask him, help me to stop reacting to things and surrender. And so that's what we're doing today. And we'll be back tomorrow, and to finish up um this study on it. And then New Year's Eve day, we'll get into what we're gonna start to doing for the new year, the new things that what God has given me for you all, and for this group for 545. What we doing next. Like we've talked about the fruits of the spirit, we've talked about the works of the flesh. Now that we're kind of there, now where we're gonna go from here. And so I'm excited about it. Look, I'm excited and nervous, as they say, because he's taking me definitely out of my comfort zone. But I'm trusting and believing God that he will be with us as we're on this journey to freedom, to free her. And so, and who is her? You. Even though I got some guys who will free him, free her. I mostly minister and relate to women, but I do have a couple of men that follow me. Um, good morning, Butter. Look, I didn't even speak to my classmate. If you're listening, and Damon, y'all know Damon. Don't forget, we're supporting Damon on the 10th, and I got the flyer, but I need to switch it to put it over here. I'm gonna post it again on my page, and so it is at 12 noon. That we are doing. We're supporting him, and then we're going out to lunch, and then we all voted that we're gonna support Damon and go to Sparrows, even if you don't eat anything there or do anything. But let's go and support after he gets finished. He's doing it's a part of his birthday celebration, and so we are excited about it. And so it will be January the 10th at 12, and we will meet him there in Archdale, and I'll have the address and everything. And let's come and support Damon because he's very faithful to us here at the 545. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow morning. And if y'all are interested in joining the fast and all those things, inbox me, text me, put it here like I want fast instructions or whatever. Let me know and we can get you plugged in, and then we can see what the Lord's gonna do for us in 2026, because we're trusting God to do something new in our lives, and that we are believing, trusting and believing him all the way. All right. See y'all, Lord willing, in the morning. All right. Bye.
Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean